Yo my people, it's your boy Jams, and in today's video, the Jujutsu Kaisen manga spoilers for chapter 222 just come out. I'm not gonna lie, I've just woken up, so I'm trying to get into this with you guys as soon as possible. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the chapter begins with Sukuna consuming the remaining fingers, but Urarame apologizes, saying they haven't found the last finger. Sukuna says no problem, I'm sure Gojo Satoru has the last one. So obviously Sukuna has already 15 fingers, Urarame is giving him 4 now, so that's gonna leave him with 19. 19 fingers Sukuna, I really don't know what the difference in scaling is gonna be. But realistically speaking, I'm gonna really assume that that last finger is really gonna round off his whole power. So it's probably for the best that Gojo holds on to that until their final fight, which makes sense. The title of the chapter, by the way, is Omen. With that, I don't even know what that's really gonna mean, I'll be honest. I'm assuming that it's a bad omen for Sukuna or a bad omen for our team. Realistically speaking, it might be a bad omen for our team because bearing in mind two things, Jujutsu Kaisen is meant to end this year, and if it does end, it's either going to be with Yuji Itadori by himself with everyone dead, or Yuji Itadori dead and everyone else alive. So we'll see what that means, because that's definitely a prerequisite to what we're going to get by the end of the series. But then Sukuna says Gojo might have safeguarded a finger to make Yuji's execution invalid, because the condition to execute Yuji was after he consumes all of Sukuna's fingers. Urarame apologizes again, but Sukuna says he can replace one finger with the Buddhist mummy. Oh my god, that makes so much sense, because if you guys remember in the last chapter or two ago, Kenjaku found the corpse remains of Sukuna's body. So he's trying to say basically, oh okay, I can just rip off a finger there, chomp it like it's a Rice Krispie treat and just keep it pushing from there. But I guess Gojo was just trying to backtrack on the high school's problem basically with how they're going to execute Itadori, and they're just trying to get a loophole, which makes sense. That's 200 IQ from Gojo. Then the scene switches to Kenjaku. He says 19 days have passed and asks Kogane how many players have died from getting their curse technique removed. Kogane replies 61, and Kenjaku continues to ramble about a philosophy about lives and dreams. Okay, so we'll get more information about that probably by Friday when the full chapter release comes out. But 61 people have died in the past 19 days from curse technique removal. Kenjaku is really trying to finalize this cunning games and just get rid of everyone as soon as he can, because all he wants to do is make absolute chaos, which isn't the best thing obviously, but he's really trying to put his work into action now. And then after that we switch back to Gojo. While being treated, he says, I thought Nanami was the kind of guy who would survive in any occasions. Ijishi apologizes, but Gojo rebukes him, saying he's still got a job to do. Then Shoko says that Ino has something that she wants to talk about regards to Nami. This is interesting because in the page in the panel there's no real reaction from Gojo about his feelings towards Nanami. I am really under the impression that while he was in the prison realm, he kind of just accepted and processed the situation, that he was able to hear what was going on. It's really unfortunate that he's just got such a calm and cold demeanor for such a sad circumstance. There's just really no time to grieve about everything that's going on, and we're not that far into the chapter just yet, but I really want to know if we're going to get any update on Nobara before Sukuna versus Gojo or everyone versus Sukuna finally happens. And apparently Gege once again dodged Nobara's death discussion. What the hell are you cooking, bro? I'm not gonna lie, Nobara's curse technique has a lot of potential when it comes to attacking the soul, and she really could be a key player at taking out Sukuna, so we might have to let Gege cook with this one, I'm not gonna lie. And now we switch to Mei, and she's looking at a site in which gambling is being made in Gojo and Sukuna's fight. No way your guys going on Bet365 so that they can watch that. That's crazy. Guys are really going on Bet365 to really see who's gonna win between Sukuna and Gojo. I'm not gonna lie, you already know where my bet's going. Hey, listen, Sukuna, dash away. But she's delighted that even without placing any bets, she can make 50 million yen just by selling the tickets, not even involving herself in the actual gambling, but setting up the whole event. That's a joke. Mei's always been about that cash though, so I hear it. So meanwhile, Yuji and Kusakabe are training in judo. Yuji casually overwhelms Kusakabe and says this should be enough for a warm-up. He tells to himself, get the grasp of it, Itadori. Now get the grasp of what, we're not going to be sure, but we do know that previously, I'm under the impression anyway, that he did consume the last cursed wombs. That's what I'm assuming, because we actually haven't really got that confirmed yet. But in regards to his actual strength, if that's boosted his strength in any regard, this will be a good way for him to test it out before the final fight. And now we switch back to Yuta and Inumaki. We haven't heard from Inumaki in such a long time, bro. Oh my gosh. Yuta says he didn't tell Yuji the reason Inumaki is missing an arm, being Sukuna of course, and says that Yuji shouldn't be taking responsibility for all of that, and Inumaki seems to appreciate it. Oh man, that Shibuya incident, man, that set up so much trouble, man. It really did, especially for Yuji's mental state, but he seems to be locking back in, which is good. And then we get a time skip to December 24th already in the same chapter, bro. I thought we was gonna cook for a couple chapters, get a bit of dialogue from everyone and see what was gonna build up, but they're already into it. That's mad. Kenjaku says while Sukuna fights Gojo, he'll eliminate the players of the Culling game. Urarame asks him to get lost, but Kenjaku says, don't blame me if I don't stick with Sukuna. I was going to be killed by Gojo Satoru. What? Mad. I did not expect them to jump so quick into the next final fight already. I was expecting this to maybe start off in the end of May, beginning of June. They would actually start talking about December 24th, but they're jumping right back into it. Then Kenjaku says, if Gojo loses, the others from Jujutsu High, especially Okotsu and the main sorcerers, can't get away from you guys. They can beat Sukuna only after he fights with Gojo, and I can move freely in the meantime, and then just leaves the scene. So basically, he's just let Sukuna be like the fishing rod to just sit in the water while everyone else, being the little fishers, goes to nibble at him basically. Realistically speaking, they have a panel here with Maki, Yuta and Hikari, and these are going to be our top strikers for the final fight. I really want Kenjaku present for this fight because it doesn't sit right with me knowing that he'll just be lurking around doing the mad thing somewhere else. But we're probably going to get more information about that, not only on Friday's chapter, but I can only imagine how it's going to go down in next week's chapter as well. And now we get a cool little panel where we switch to Hikari and Panda trying to find the best way to say good luck to Gojo. Hikari says, do your best. Panda says, don't die. Hikari, that word kind of doesn't fit in. It really doesn't, because death is a constant factor in this show. But I do like the panel where we've just got everyone in deep thought and Yuta's kind of just vibing out a bit. Panda's little chibi version in the panel is so cute, man, literally. But then we shift the topic a bit, and Gojo, I'm not gonna lie, he's got the black and white fleece on before I even say anything else, so the drip is dripping right now. I'm not gonna cap. But Yuta says Gojo will be happy to hear some encouraging words, and Maki says if he says duh, I might kill him before Sukuna. Hey, listen, you know what the thing is? Gojo's sarcastic nature, you just can't get rid of it. So my saying that is just genuinely hilarious. You can even see the little sweat on Yuta's head when she hears Mai say that. But like I said, the Sukuna drip, I can't lie. If that ain't a profile picture, I don't know what is. Did I say Sukuna as well? I meant Gojo, my bad. The only thing that does disturb me a bit though is that he didn't actually get rid of Gaku Ganji after what he done to the principal. So come and see Commissar. I can understand why they would do that. He wouldn't kill him because they do need all hands on deck right now, but after the fight they'll get rid of him. That's it. So as you can see, Gojo has this cold look in his eyes, which is making everyone around him even hesitate to approach him. But Yuji pops up and says, Sensei, your curse technique is the way. Even Gojo is perplexed, but he laughs and says, bring it on, and allows Yuji to give him a pat on his shoulder. So you can see that Gojo is really locked in and in zone. But Yuji obviously trying to make light of this situation is a good thing here. It gives us a bit of a breather, to be honest, before the final fight. And Gojo knows this, which is why he'd obviously allow it and allow his little focus to be shifted a bit. But yeah, seeing Yuji and all the other students give Gojo a pat on the back is very encouraging for Gojo. But Maki does say, get going, stupid blindfold. Prove that you're not just a good looking guy. That is jokes. And Yuta then says, if it's getting rough, I'll switch with you. Hikari, win Gojo-san. And Gojo says, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving the dynamic right now and I'm loving the energy. But this low-key is worrying me. Like, it feels like a big build-up for a tragedy just to happen, because you can see on the bottom right of the actual panel this menacing glare from 19 finger Sukuna, bro. It's not even 15 anymore, which isn't even still a joke, but it's 19, bro. He could have a completely different cat that he needs to take out the bag and we don't even know about it. I don't like the distraction of all the good vibes. I don't like it. And just to finish off a couple things as well, I'm not gonna lie, they're really making an effort to make Gojo look like Toji in regards to the fit, the shirt, the muscles. Whether or not this is a setup to make him fall under the same fate as Toji, I don't know. But it is also a cool little foreshadowing to how Gojo had his fight with Toji previously, and now it's in Megumi's body where Megumi has the upper hand and Gojo is the underdog. It's a very small parallel that a lot of people won't clock, but I can't lie, I'm rocking with it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but next week there's no break and it's Gojo versus Sukuna, and we're actually starting this whole battle. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm so ready for this. I'm even annoyed that I even had to wait 2 weeks for this, but I can't lie, we needed the breather to just gather our thoughts, and I'm not gonna lie, when the full chapter review comes out on Friday, we need to talk about it. But guys, just before we even go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my TikTok. We've been really growing over there, and there is a lot of you guys that are supporting the TikTok that might not already know about the channel and vice versa. So I'm gonna leave a link into the description to that if you guys want to see that. But without further ado guys, I'm gonna end this video here. Leave your comments down below with the recent information we've got. Who do you really think is gonna win? And who do you think the man of the match is going to be for this coming battle? And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.